Hey everybody, welcome back to Happy, Joyous, and Free. I'm your brain coach, Melanie Yates, and today we're going to focus on heart walls. So when traumatic events happen in the past, when we've had pain, when we've had heartache, it's natural for our bodies to protect us by putting up a wall. And unfortunately, when we've been hurt, time after time, our brain tells us it is not safe. And so our brain, in order to protect us from pain, puts up a wall. And so we get this stimulus, we're going to end up getting a signal from our brain that it's not safe, and therefore it wants to protect us and it wants to keep us the same. That's our brain's job, to keep us the same. When we're hurt, we end up, to survive the pain, we put up walls to keep other people out so that we don't have to experience pain. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Today, we're going to acknowledge and have an awareness of what events could be in the way from taking our heart wall down. And it's important to make sure it's safe to take our heart wall down. Sometimes it's not safe, and that heart wall could be protecting us from something, for even worse damage or emotional pain that isn't good for us. I'll give you an example. I had a client once who was in an abusive situation with her husband, and she had a heart wall. She knew we had it. And when we went to start clearing off emotions from her heart wall, we determined that it wasn't safe. She was not ready to actually let these walls and these emotions to be free. And so we prepared ourselves to actually take down the heart wall. So in this situation, it actually wasn't safe for her to take her heart wall down, because she still needed some tools and some skills to maneuver so that once she had the wall down, she would be able to actually defend herself. So if we were talking about war and we built a wall around us to keep us protected, and then we see the enemy coming and we just open the door, and once they come in, we have nothing to defend ourselves, we're going to be in trouble, right? And so this was a signal for us that we needed some tools so that we could protect ourselves. And there's so many tools that we ended up uncovering. We built her self-esteem up. We built breathing tools to keep her brain functioning in a articulate way, in a clarity way. We used tools to help calm her nervous system so that when she did get triggered, she knew how to calm herself down so that she could actually talk. We can get so overwhelmed that our brain turns off, that fight, flight comes into effect, and our brain literally doesn't work. And I even say fight, flight, or freeze. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you, where you literally just feel like, I can't do anything. You just stand there like deer in the headlights. So we were able to build her up with some skills. And so when the time was right to start taking down the heart wall and release these emotions that were there to protect her, she had the skills to make good choices and keep herself safe. Now, that's why I'm saying a heart wall is to protect us. And it's the heart's way and it's the mind's way of keeping us safe. And so today we're talking about events and traumatic situations and experiences that keep us triggered for our future. So we want to make it a safe place so that we are able to enjoy life, and that when new experiences come up, that we're not taking this old way of thinking into a new experience. And so when we have a heart wall, we're not able to really connect with other people and our emotions, because it is protecting us from feeling. So a heart wall is there to protect us from feeling. So if you've ever felt numb to a situation, that's probably a good sign that you have a heart wall. And once in a while, I've found that, I've cleared my heart wall, and then for whatever reason, it can come back. So our mind continues to think. It has thoughts until we actually look at what is triggering us and where these thoughts are coming from. We can't move on. So fear is an effect. It's a trigger, and it is from a cause. It's caused by something. And so the same thing with the heart wall. It's caused by something. It's an effect from our past or an experience or a thought. So what we want to do is create a safe place to be able to open up our heart, that we would be able to shed the wall around our heart so that we could truly feel the love we were created for. I honestly believe that the universe and God and whatever your higher power is, that the whole purpose we are here is to feel love and give love, receive and offer love. And when we have been hurt, our mind is trying to keep us the same and protect us. And so it puts this wall up. And when we have a wall, we are disconnected with our own feelings and with other people. And so it makes it really hard to actually feel love. And, we can't give what we don't have. So if we aren't connected to love and knowing what our heart wants, then we're not going to be able to offer that to anyone else. And so if you're looking for deeper, more meaningful relationships with people, and maybe even a deeper, more meaningful relationship with yourself, this information is so good. So when I first came upon understanding what a heart wall was, I was terrified to let my guard down because I had been hurt, and I still felt like I could feel the heartache. And so it didn't feel safe to take my wall down. And I kind of felt like what I was doing to maintain my okayness, I didn't really want to give up. I wanted to keep the way I was handling things because the alternative felt too scary. So my coach, helped me come up with an essential oil that would help open my heart, and in a slow way kind of prepared me for taking down that heart wall. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about essential oils. So the first essential oil that I was introduced to was for this particular purpose, to start opening up my heart so that I would feel safe enough to start taking down this heart wall that was protecting me from getting more hurt. and also from these triggers that come up. So the first oil I want to talk about is Ylang Ylang, and it is spelled Y-L-A-N-G, and it's pronounced Ylang Ylang. And Ylang Ylang is the oil of the inner child. Ylang Ylang is a powerful remedy for the heart. Modern day society honors and reveres the mind over the heart. Yet the heart, with its intuitive ways of receiving information, is an essential part of the soul. Ylang Ylang reconnects an individual with the child self and the pure, simple ways of the heart. It encourages play and restores a childlike nature and innocence. It assists in assessing intuition or heart knowing. Ylang Ylang is a powerful remedy for releasing emotional trauma from the past. It is a fantastic support in age regression work and other methods of emotional healing. Ylang Ylang also assists individuals in releasing bottled up emotions such as anger and sadness. Feelings that have been buried inside are easily brought to the light through Ylang Ylangl's assistance. The oil allows emotional healing to flow naturally, nurturing the heart through the process. It reminds the individual that joy can be felt and experienced more fully by allowing the heart its full range of emotions. So I wanted to read you that from this great book, and I wanted to tell you what the book was. It is called Emotions, and Essential Oils. And they go into great detail about the beauty of being able to use essential oils for healing. And I love essential oils because there's nothing wrong. It can't hurt you at all. It's just an oil. You can smell it. You can put it on your skin. Some people have sensitive skin. So what I did is I did some research, and doTERRA is actually the company I like because it's high quality. You can get Ylang Ylang anywhere. What happened for me is I wanted to put the Ylang Ylang right on my chest, right where my heart is. And I started to get a skin irritation where I was putting the Ylang Ylang. So I started using doTERRA because you can actually ingest doTERRA products. Not all of them. It will say on the label if you can. So instead of, I put it on my skin, and then when that wasn't really working out, I put a drop on my tongue once a day. And what happened to me is that I just, that inner child, if you think of children, they're so innocent and they like to play and they haven't had anybody hurt them yet. They haven't let the world, push them down yet. And so when you think the innocence of a child is like, how would I start behaving and how would I start feeling if I hadn't had anything to make me feel afraid, or I didn't have those causes that made me feel like I needed to protect myself. So it's this carefree feeling that we're going for. And so I remember I started using that oil to open my heart so I could be ready for the coaching and the programming that I was going to be learning about on how to retrain my brain and how to rewire the way I was looking at life. And because of past experiences, I needed to have an open connectedness with my heart so that I could free myself of these trapped emotions. And that's another thing that happens in this heart wall, is that these emotions are actually trapped. So the emotion gets stuck right here, and then our body has this natural response of putting a wall in front of it. So there's trapped emotions behind the wall that need to be released. So we need to get rid of the wall so we can release these old emotions. And we also need to kind of help ourselves be willing and open and curious about letting all of this go. So Ylang Ylang is still one of my favorites. And as I started putting it on my tongue, I remembered, I was kind of thinking, sometimes it can be really subtle of, how an essential oil is working in your life. And I was just in such a routine of using it that one day I forgot to put a drop on my tongue. And you know how you kind of get out of a habit? It's like one day you don't do it, and then like the next day I don't do it. And all of a sudden I realized after maybe 2 days, like I was just kind of feeling down. And I realized, oh, you didn't take your Ylang Ylang. And it was, I didn't realize how much Ylang Ylang was actually lightening up my spirit and my mood until I stopped taking it. So Ylang Ylang is one of those essential oils that really helps us open ourselves to that childlike innocence with curiosity and fun and wanting to play. So I really like that this particular oil, especially when it comes to opening up our heart and opening up our mind so that we can connect our heart and mind together. So you can decide for yourself if using an essential oil in the air, they have an air purifier where it's spilled out into the air. It smells really good. You can put it on your skin, or you can actually put it on your tongue. So I'm going to keep this short. This is just my introduction to essential oils, and I wanted to mention one of the reasons I started using Ylang Ylang, and I hope that you are in a place where you're finally ready to open yourself to feeling a love that you haven't felt either in a long time or maybe never. Our hearts are capable and are made for real love. And I just want everyone to be able to connect with something wonderful. Love truly is the answer. And we need the ability to be able to connect with that love without a heart wall. So until I see you next time, this is Happy, Joyous, and Free with your brain coach, Melanie Yates.